Fuel on, priming, engaged. Yeah, quality steel here. Cool quality steel. And yeah, nothing's very straight. It's all a little, you know, hacked up and everything. What do we got? 2014. That will be just fine. Oil, in my opinion, doesn't really go out of date. Well, good morning, gentle lads and gentle ladies. We got something new and exciting for y'all this morning. That's right. You've seen the thumbnail. A brand spanking new, the cheapest mid-range generator that I could possibly find. 4,500 watts, and that's right. This puppy is brand new. Quality Chinese steel right here. Quality with a K. Now we're going to be going over all the fine details for this highly tuned machine down here. And you ask, why are you doing a generator channel on the old Relic hunting Florida here? Well, I tell you what, we live down here in Florida. And if you've been paying any mind to the news within the past couple days here, the whopping Hurricane Ian came blowing through Florida here and pretty much decimated everything. We're getting stronger hurricanes. Stuff's getting intense around here. We're doing a little maintenance around here, getting trees cut down and whatnot, but we've had some very close calls over the past couple years. And yeah, we get a strong thunderstorm rolling through here, which is every day if you're in Florida. The power starts flickering and cutting out. So yeah, we're prepared now. We are prepared with a capital P. Oh, we got the old water oak all trimmed down here. We just had one fall in the neighbor's house. If you can see up there, this tree was a lot bigger and the branches completely fell on the side of our house about 6 months back, a year back. Yeah, it was bad. Completely landed on our power lines and they were stretched down to the ground. But if you're like me, you ain't got a lot of money. Yeah, we're definitely in the lower middle class range, like you can see here with my beautiful manufactured home here. And let's talk about this pig here. Yes, quality Chinese steel. The cheapest mid-range generator that I could possibly find. I scoured the internet. 4,500 watts here for $317. You gotta pay quite a pretty penny if you want a quiet generator. And we ain't got that kind of moolah, folks. And I'm sure like a lot of you, we're not gonna need this thing all the time. This is for emergencies and better to have it than to not. And for 300 bucks, where can you go wrong for 4,500 watts of electricity flowing through its veins? Yeah, this company here, if you've been paying any attention to the news within the past week, there was a massive hurricane that just came through Florida. Hurricane Ian completely decimated down south. 10-foot storm surges, Sanibel Island, Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda. Decimated. Everything is destroyed down that way. Horrible, horrible stuff going on. And when I bought this old generator here preparing for that storm, this thing was $317. And guess what? 2 days before the storm, they old price gouged it. They bumped it up to right about $435 just before the storm. Yeah, that's a pretty crappy thing to do in my opinion. Well, brand new here. It definitely came with some a little bit of dents and dings, and you can tell it was highly welded by probably a person that makes $1 a day in a Chinese warehouse. But yeah, quality steel here. Cool quality steel. some beautiful welds. It definitely wasn't welded by no machine. Somebody welded this themselves, and yeah, nothing's very straight. It's all a little, you know, hacked up and everything, but yeah, it's sturdy. You know, it's sturdy. Didn't come with any constructions on it. Yeah, that's right, I said constructions to put anything together on here, but all you got to do is have basic knowledge of nuts and bolts, and you can figure out how to put the dang wheels on and the handle. But everything came all set up minus the wheels and the handle, and there were some shipping brackets in here you had to take off and get out, but other than that, not too shabby. This is a basic, and I mean basic, generator. You got your low oil light. You got your oil down here. It doesn't even tell you how much oil. It just says, you know, put it in there and check it. They don't give you a how much oil it holds. So you got to guess on that one, which won't be hard because you just unscrew the dang thing. You fill her up with oil, and then you check it without screwing it on. We haven't put oil in it just yet. And then you check it. We're waiting for you all. Actually, it does have a little bit of oil. They pre-lubed everything up here, which is good for us. Come on, put some hair on it. Tilt this thing up so you can see it. Yeah, it's definitely got a nice layer of lube all over everything. They lubed her up. They didn't send it out dry. Got a nice strainer in here. Nice clean fuel system already. Brand spanking new, people. High quality welds again here. All the bushings and mounts are, you know, you get what you pay for, people. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you don't have $3 to spend on a nice high quality generator. All the dents and dings out of the box give it character. But it's got a beautiful 7.5 horsepower, 212 cc, little Bilt Hard engine on her. And you can buy these engines brand new for like $200 off of Amazon, a replacement engine. You got your choke lever right here. You got your fuel on, off. Yeah, I got a little overhead valve engine right here. You got your one spark plug. You got your camper extension on here. Your ground, you know, put your ground in the ground if you so choose. You got little breakers on these guys here. We got 4 plugs, and we also have the old cigarette lighter right there. You're on and off. This thing does have a magneto. It has no battery. It is a pull start, and it's got the magneto to give her spark in there. And the mounts on this thing, they, you know, they're there. They're there, yeah. Everything's just a little, you know, you get what you pay for. It's just nothing's the same. One's bent up high, one's bent up low, the other one's bent up way higher. But you got a nice little fuel bowl on there that you can take apart on the carburetor. You can drain her out. Fuel level. So like I said, not a quality unit, very cheap in price, and yeah, you get what you pay for. It's bent, it's dinged, you know. This was all before they painted it, because yeah, that would leave a big old mark if that was there beforehand. So yeah, everything's just a little bent, but it's still sturdy. It's not gonna affect how it functions. Oh, we got some high quality 10W30 right here that has been sitting on my shelf for a very long time. What do we got? 2014. That will be just fine. Oil, in my opinion, doesn't really go out of date. Unless it's like 50-year-old oil or something, but it's been in the ground for how long? Been in the ground for millions of years. It'll be fine. 2014. I gotta get rid of this oil somehow. We're gonna put some pig mats down here just in case we do spill a little bit. That'll soak up the oil just nice. Just coming up on the very end, there's two little bit of threads left, and it's sitting flush here, so that is perfect. There we go. Pig mats were a good idea. This unit takes exactly half a quart of oil. 1 pint. Like I said before, you're gonna want to treat your gasoline, and I already treated mine I mean, sometimes you never know when you're gonna get to use it, and this gas here doesn't last very long, the new gas, if you leave it sit for quite a while. So I always treat my stuff, the old Seafoam fuel stabilizer, up to 2 years, and I run that in all my vehicles as well. Good practice. I love Seafoam. Make sure your fuel valve is off too, by the way. Let's make sure they actually put an air filter in here. And then we're pretty much ready and raring to go, folks. Not much for an air cleaner, but that'll do. That'll do. One thing I'm noticing is they did put quite a bit of thread locker on a lot of these bolts, which I wasn't expecting for a super cheap Chinese engine and generator, but yeah, there's quite a bit of thread locker on this stuff. Make sure there's no leaks. We'll give her, with the magneto off, oh yeah, we'll give her a couple light to suck some fuel in. Alright, that should suck some fuel in. Oh yeah, I hear it running now. We're hot. We got an exhaust leak too. Quite a bit of oil coming out of the bottom of that engine. Fresh, clean oil. That's odd. The oil stopped coming out of the muffler. So I'm pretty sure all that oil, there was a lot of oil coming out of that muffler, and it was getting sprayed everywhere by the little fan there, the air cord flying it all over the place. But yeah, no more oil coming out of it now. That just might be assembly oil. That was a hell of a lot of oil. I checked the oil level, it hasn't moved at all. I think we're good. Stand back here. $70.73. We're gonna let it run, blow that smoke out of it, get the cobwebs out of it. All right, folks, now we're gonna be testing it to make sure it can handle a load, because I don't want to have this thing and when I need it, figure out that it doesn't produce electricity. So we're gonna hook it up to our old corded angle grinder here. This thing should be about between 900 to 2500 watts. I mean, when you put a load on it, obviously it could go up to 2500 if you're cutting some like extreme steel or something, but basically just a dry run here, it'll be about 1000 watts. Fuel on, priming, priming, priming. Tiny little bit of choke. It's probably, she's not quite cold, but not quite there. On, engaged. There we go, folks. Perfect. Changed frequency. It did very well. Power down mode, activate, fuel off. Put it back in choke so I don't forget for the next time. Circuit breaker is off. Well, there you have it, folks. She ain't perfect. She's a little dinged. She obviously got hammered on pretty hardcore to make the tubing there connect. She's got some bubblegum welds. She's been grinded on hardcore. She got a cheap layer of black paint. Her frame's a little bent up, but we love her. She does just what she's supposed to do. And oh, she sips on the fuel. I tell you what, she just sips on that fuel. It's a little crazy, actually. Yeah, it's still got... I didn't put very much in there right off the bat, and oh, she don't need very much, that's for dang sure. Very, very pleased with her, folks. She'll do good. She'll do just fine. There you go. When the price gouging drops for where they bumped this up $150 just because of Hurricane Ian, which, come on, Bilt Hard. That's a pretty crappy thing to do to people that are in a lot of pain, who've lost everything, their livelihood, their business, everything. Ugh. To bump the prices up that much for a freaking $317 unit here, to bump it up to like 450 bucks, that's messed up. But what can you do? Companies are companies for a reason. They're trying to make that moolah, and they know they will get it. Yeah, she's good, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. If anybody's wondering how the old free Echo leaf blower here is doing, after I got her running, after she was sitting for like 10 years, she's doing just fine. She's rusted, but good. Priming, 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 choked, She doesn't like to start without a little canned consent, but she starts eventually. This'll wake her right up. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. You can do it. There we go. Oh, she didn't want to stop running. That old two-stroke life.